Did Lil Tay's dad fake her passing? Could Shakira be facing more prison time thanks to these new tax fraud charges? And why is everyone saying that Jennifer Lawrence has gotten botched from plastic surgery? So there's been a shocking update on the Lil Tay death hoax situation, and the story has taken a turn for the unexpected. Apparently, it wasn't random hackers who posted about her death, it was in fact her father, Christopher J. Hope. As we all know now, Tay was the victim of a cruel hoax alleging that she and her brother had died, although she later came out saying that she was very much alive and that her social media accounts had been hacked. Now, more than a month later, she says that her father was to blame. She posted a shocking photo of him, and in big bold letters, the post said, "My racist, misogynistic father faked my death." And now Christopher has responded to these claims that he was behind it all. He slammed the post as 100% false and denied all the accusations. He told TMZ, "The person who is responsible for that Instagram post, as well as anyone repeating the completely false and libelous accusation within it, are virtually certain to become defendants in a defamation lawsuit." Wow. He said that everything stated is 100% false and that he trusts this should be obvious to anyone who knows him or the long history of this absurd and untrue statement made by the various people who have controlled the Instagram account. Lil Tay's parents have been embroiled in a custody dispute for years and years. Last month, her mother finally broke her silence, saying that she came to an agreement with their father after years of feuding. It was decided that Lil Tay would live with her mother Angela, who will have sole decision-making power. The Lil Tay Instagram account released a statement from their legal team claiming that her father will have to pay $275,000 in back child support, and he'll have to continue making monthly payments until she reaches adulthood. They said that Lil Tay's career can finally resume with Angela in sole control, which must be something that she's happy about considering all the chaos of the past few years. So back in 2018, her dad got a court order requiring her to stop making online content and return to Vancouver. He said, "Everyone else involved in the situation is motivated by money and the possibility of making money off of my daughter. I am not fighting about money, I am fighting for my daughter, for her happiness and her future." Since that time, Tay's social media accounts have been dark. In 2020, the court allowed her to move back to LA. And when speaking about the legal victory, her mom claimed that she has been financially ruined fighting for her daughter's rights and freedom, which she says should have never been taken away in the first place. After they won their case in court, she said she can finally move on from this nightmare. This change in custody means that Lil Tay is most likely going to be back on social media after 5 years away from it. So it's going to be interesting to see which direction she chooses to go in now that she finally has a little more control over her life. This is a really good development considering how shocked people were at her supposed death. The statement was shared to her more than 3 million Instagram followers, claiming that her and her brother Jason had passed away, but they offered literally no explanation about how or when this occurred. The statement read, "It is with a heavy heart that we share the devastating news of our beloved Claire's sudden and tragic passing. We have no words to express the unbearable loss and indescribable pain. This outcome was entirely unexpected and it has left us all in shock. Her brother's passing adds an even more unimaginable depth to our grief. During this time of immense sorrow, we kindly ask for privacy as we grieve this overwhelming loss, and the circumstances surrounding Claire and her brother's passing are still under investigation." But of course, we later found out that that was just a horrible, horrible twisted hoax. TMZ first broke the story that Lil Tay was very much still alive, and she's claiming her Instagram account was compromised and used to spread jarring misinformation about her and her brother. In a statement from her family, she said, "I want to make it clear that my brother and I are safe and alive, but I'm completely heartbroken and struggling to even find the right words to say. It's been a very traumatizing 24 hours. All day yesterday, I was bombarded with endless heartbreaking and tearful phone calls from loved ones, all while trying to sort out this mess." She also said, "My Instagram account was compromised by a third party and used to spread jarring misinformation and rumors regarding me, to the point that even my name was wrong. My legal name is Tay Tian, not Claire Hope." The statement continued, saying that Tay thanks Meta for helping her get her Instagram account back, and the phony death statement was eventually removed. What was still unclear was why it took her so long to get the word out that she was alive, especially because she said she was aware that her account was hacked. At the time that all this happened, things looked a little suspicious, and there were just so many unanswered questions. Even now, we don't really know the motivations behind the person who posted that death hoax, but whatever the case may be, it's good that she's finally able to move past it all. Now, did you know that Shakira is facing more than 8 years in prison on new tax fraud charges? Several months ago, the Spanish government accused her of concealing her income, and now prosecutors in Barcelona have announced new charges against her, and they claim that she failed to pay over $9.5 million in taxes on her 2018 income. Officials claim that she used an offshore company based in a tax haven to dodge taxation in Spain. They also say that she failed to declare millions of euros from advance payments that she earned from her her El Dorado World Tour in 2018. Shakira's representative said, "She's always acted in accordance with the law and under the advice of the best tax experts." The singer has been linked to Spain since she started dating soccer player Gerard Piqué. The couple lived together in Barcelona with their 2 children until last year when they ended their 11-year relationship. Over the past decade, Spanish tax authorities have cracked down on soccer stars like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo for not paying their full due in taxes. Those players were found guilty of tax evasion, but they avoided prison time thanks to a provision that allows a judge to waive sentences under 2 years in length for first-time offenders. But in Shakira's case, she might not get off that easy. Last year, a Spanish judge ordered her to stand trial for alleged tax evasion, saying that she failed to pay $20 million in taxes on income that she earned in the span of 2 years. The prosecutors were seeking a prison term of 8 years for her and a fine of $23.5 million should she be found guilty. So they are pushing for the highest possible sentence. Last year, she was accused of failing to pay taxes between 2012 and 2014, a period in which she claims that she did not even live in Spain. But she's since been profiled in a Spanish investigative TV show, and the tax authorities consider this case to be the clearest example of tax fraud they have ever seen. Shakira claimed to be residing in the Bahamas throughout these 2 years, but she was caught by both journalists and the paparazzi, who were actually able to demonstrate that she was living in Barcelona. Tax inspectors only needed to look at the time-stamped photographs of her to determine that they had solid proof that she was spending most of her time in Spain. When the tax agency became suspicious, they started to track her life in Barcelona and look at the hotspots that she frequented, like her hairdresser, where she went literally every week. She was also caught visiting beauty salons and gyms, as evidenced by her credit card payments. It also didn't help that her parents had moved to Barcelona at the end of 2012, so it makes a lot of sense that she would want to stay close to home with her 2 young kids. In an interview with Elle magazine, Shakira doubled down on the denial. She said, "While Gerard and I were dating, I was on a world tour. I spent more than 240 days outside of Spain, so there was no way I qualified as a resident. The Spanish tax authorities saw that I was dating a Spanish citizen and they started to salivate. It's clear that they wanted to go after that money no matter what, but the tax chiefs still came after me with their eyes on the prize." So she says that these accusations are false, and she said, "I paid everything that they claimed I owed, even before they filed a lawsuit, so as of today I owe 0 to them." She insisted that she didn't spend enough time in Spain to be considered a resident of the country, and that she was advised by one of the 4 biggest tax specialist firms in the world that she was doing things correctly and transparently from day one. She instead accused the government of applying pressure in the media and using a salacious press campaign to turn people against her. So she has maintained that her official residence was in the Bahamas, meaning she did not owe the Spanish government those taxes. Her representatives released a statement saying Shakira has always cooperated and abided by the law, demonstrating impeccable conduct as an individual and as a taxpayer, and faithfully following the counsel of PricewaterhouseCoopers, prestigious and globally recognized tax firm. Unfortunately, the Spanish tax office, which loses 1 out of every 2 lawsuits with its taxpayers, continues to violate her rights and pursue yet another baseless case. Shakira is confident that her innocence will be proven by the end of the judicial process. After Shakira chose not to accept a plea deal, prosecutors moved the case forward to trial, and she will be heading to court in November. So we'll just have to wait and see how that pans out. And last but not least, the latest celebrity to be attacked for changing their appearance seems to be Jennifer Lawrence. And this just proves that people love to drag someone's looks no matter how good they actually look. So photos of Jennifer taken at Paris Fashion Week have now ignited cosmetic surgery rumors online. She attended Dior's Spring-Summer 2024 show looking fabulous, but it was supposed alterations to her face that caught social media users' attention. And of course, everyone seemed to have an opinion on it. The comment section was pretty much as you would have expected. People wrote things like, "What happened to her face? No way this is Jennifer Lawrence." And then came the accusations of fillers and Botox, and others saying that she ruined her natural beauty, with tweets like, "It's their choice of course, but it's really sad that these women think they need basic plastic surgery to stay beautiful." Thankfully though, there were some people who came to her defense and wrote, "Her face just looks swollen. I don't think this is a surgery or injectable procedure." Someone else said, "I love how Jennifer Lawrence used a little too much lip liner, and now there's posts saying that her cosmetic surgeon should die." In reality, people are just fishing for an excuse to put down women, and if they have plastic surgery, it's justified. Jennifer Lawrence is one of the highest paid actresses in the world, as well as one of the most famous. We all know she's a bit of a workaholic and has certainly kept very busy since having catapulted her way to fame as Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games. But with worldwide fame and success, unfortunately, comes worldwide criticism of her weight, especially for women. According to her, she was actually body shamed long before she became a household name. In fact, she admitted to Harper's Bazaar first that people started calling her fat from a very young age, all the way at the beginning of her career. Quote, "It was just the kind of stuff that actresses have to go through. Someone told me I was fat, that I was going to get fired if I didn't lose a certain amount of weight. They brought in pictures of me where I was basically naked and told me to use them as motivation for my diet. It was just that." She said at the time it really hurt, but she chose not to let it get her down. She added that she'll never let it happen to her again, and if anyone tries to whisper the word diet, she would go and tell them to F themselves. She even admitted that she received a request from a producer to lose 15 pounds in 2 weeks. In an interview with People magazine in 2017, she recounted an audition experience early on in her career, where she was asked to strip naked and then body shamed by producers. She said, "During this time, a female producer had me do a nude lineup with about 5 women who were much thinner than me. We stood side by side with only tape covering our privates. After that degrading and humiliating lineup, the female producer told me I should use the naked photos of myself as inspiration for my diet." The latest speculation isn't the first time she has battled cosmetic surgery rumors. In 2022, a very cruel Instagram account shared side-by-side photos of her comparing her early career appearance with her current look. Some people suggested that she had had a nose job and upper blepharoplasty, where surgeons remove excess skin from the upper eyelid. But of course, that's not always the case, and there are usually a lot of other explanations for a changing appearance. So it's upsetting that people are still doing the same thing on Twitter. What do you guys think about this news story? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.